presenting your perspective on these crucial developments. With that, viewers, we're shifting our focus towards South Asia, particularly Nepal. We're now learning that Nepal's former Supreme Court Chief Justice Sushila Karki has become the country's interim Prime Minister after deadly anti-corruption protests ousted the government. Karki, who is 73 years old, was sworn in during a brief ceremony, becoming the first woman to lead the nation after a deal was reached with the protesting leaders. Meanwhile, Nepal's President Ramchandra Paudel dissolved the parliament and his office announced that fresh elections will take place before the 5th of March in 2026. Now, Karki taking charge follows violent anti-corruption protests that led former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli's resignation on the 9th of September. Meanwhile, people are also hopeful of Karki, expecting her to start the dawn of a new era in Nepal and making Nepal a corruption-free state. Now, Nepalese police force is gradually resuming operations in Kathmandu Valley with police stations and posts that were vandalized during the protests earlier this week back in operation. With us on the broadcast is Major General Rajan Kochar, Senior Strategic and Defence Expert, joining us from New Delhi. Thank you so much, sir, for taking our time speaking to us on NewsX World. What we've seen in Kathmandu and in other cities across Nepal over the last week were a series of high-octane developments that led to the resignation of former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, and now former Chief Justice of Nepal Sushila Karki has taken oath. She is now the interim Prime Minister. Where do you see the country headed to next? Because we do know that they faced rather turbulent times as far as their political arena is concerned. There was a brief period of stability in the 2010s. But now once again with these protests, we've seen how volatile the situation can be on the ground.
Thank you very much for inviting me for this discussion. Rather unfortunate as we see the things which went out of control in Nepal and the Gen Z protests and the youth came onto the streets. A trend which is fast becoming common. Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and we have seen this happening in the neighborhood. Uh, a very challenging time for the new Prime Minister, uh, Karki. She is going to face a challenge. Uh, a challenge in terms of uh, new measures for eliminating corruption, nepotism, and excessive restriction on the social media and things like this. So I think this challenge is going to immense, and especially she has approximately 6 months time. She will have a cabinet, and some names are being suggested right now. And also, I'm given to understand that some representatives of the Gen Z will also be part of a team. What important aspects she'll have to take care of is right now the law and order situation. And I'm glad the Nepal army is supporting her. General Ashok Raj Singhdale is a very, very fine professional. He is known into the army circles to be a very honest, straightforward person. Uh, Sushila Karki is also having a very strong reputation because as a Chief Justice of Nepal, she had locked horns with the political parties. She is known for honesty and a corrupt, free kind of reputation. So I think that is one of the reasons she has been acceptable. She has been found acceptable to most of the people who were protesting. And the mayor of Kathmandu himself uh, uh, has recommended her name. So I think she's going to have the support of all the people who wanted a change in Nepal, and Nepal has to undergo a transformation. And the areas which will be seen by her is first is the restoration of law and order. Stability has to be restored. A second aspect is it's very unfortunate to see that the people of your own country have destroyed the heritage of your own country, the parliament building, the judiciaries, and all these places which have been brought up over decades have been destroyed, and a lot of money will have to be spent to restore that. So I think this was the most unfortunate part of the agitation. And the larger picture as far as India is concerned, because it is very important to link India with Nepal because of the cultural and the social relations we have, the uh, commonality in ethnicity, and the most important aspect which he'll have to address, apart from corruption, is the unemployment in the country. And I think India can play a very, very important role. And I'm glad Prime Minister Modi's message to uh, Sushila has been a very encouraging one. And he has come forward, and he has volunteered for any kind of support Nepal would need at this point in time, in terms of economical, financial, or any other supports. So I think India will be like a pillar to Nepal right now, because Nepal needs India in the reconstruction of its process towards normalization. And I think that the important aspects will be addressed by Sushila, and she will take this entire people along with them, along with her. And the basic 3 4 areas, I think, because she has got only 6 months to do it, there may be a certain reforms in the constitutional aspects also, which she may like to get into as far as the political or the electoral process is concerned, reducing the age of people standing for elections, and trying to bring in greater accountability and responsibility along with these posts which are assigned to these people. So I think that would be one challenge, because constitution is something which will always find a lot of criticism, whatever you may do. The second aspect is the organizational structures, the checks and balances into the processes. The third is to ensure that Nepalis don't go outside searching for jobs. You'll be surprised to know that as per a WHO report, 2,000 Nepalis are going every day leaving the country. So she'll have to bring them actually back in the country, because youth is the backbone of the nation. And if you allow youth to migrate outside your country, you are actually losing out to the strength of your country. And in case Nepal has to develop, I think this would be the biggest challenge for the new prime minister.
Indeed, Major General Kochhar, I request you to stay on with us because we're tracking another very crucial development from South Asia at the moment.